Sorry guys, that is a terrible Jason Statham impression, but I have to because today I'm going to review the new film from his Wrath of Man. This is a new action crime thriller film that's directed by Ritchie, who did The Gentleman last year, and stars my man, Jason Statham. The plot follows H, a cold and mysterious character working at a cash truck company responsible for moving hundreds of millions of dollars around Los Angeles each week. Now you guys know that I love Ritchie. If you've seen my Gentleman review, you know that I liked most of his films. I'm not going to go over it again. If you guys want to see more of my fandom for Ritchie, go watch the Gentleman review. But you guys know that I like Ritchie as a director. Most of the movies I love from him, some of the movies I don't like from him. For the most part though, I do like most of his movies. And this is another collaboration with him and Jason Statham, which they did Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels together and Snitch. So, of course, I was really pumped for this film because The Gentleman that came out last year was almost flawless in my opinion. I really enjoyed that movie. So, of course, I'm excited to see what Ritchie does next. And he's doing 2 films with Jason Statham. There's going to be another one coming out next year, I think. So, Jason Statham and Ritchie are on a roll right now. So, I was excited to see what Wrath of Man gives us. It looks like a kick-ass good time. Now, is this the best film that Ritchie has done? Is this film amazing? Absolutely not. This film definitely has much more flaws than I thought it would, but at the same time, I still had a kick-ass fun time with the film, but I wish this film tops up The Gentleman in my opinion. Like, The Gentleman was great, and I thought Ritchie's going to top it up, make more great movies, and this is still a good movie, don't get me wrong, but this movie has much more flaws than I thought it was going to be. But let's talk about first what I liked about the film. First, of course, Jason Statham, like, come on. His screen presence, you just like this guy every time you see him on screen. Even though it's a bad movie and good movie, Jason Statham will always be the best part of these movies. I think Jason Statham was actually really good in this movie. I liked his character in the film. He has much more of a deeper character than I thought he's going to be. I thought he was just going to be a random action hero. But he has more than that in this film. He's very dark and mysterious in the film without spoiling it. But I think Jason Statham's performance was really, really good in this movie. I really liked him in this film. I was very invested in his character. But at the same time, he is a badass. When he does his action scenes, you believe that is him. And speaking of action scenes, even though there really wasn't much action scenes than I thought it's going to be, the action is still freaking badass. There's a lot of scenes in this movie that I was literally like, holy shit. How the hell they filmed that? Because the cinematography in this movie with the action scenes looks absolutely incredible. It is so clear, we can see what the hell is going on. And speaking of cinematography, I think this is some of the best cinematography that Ritchie has done. I love the look of this movie. The look of this movie looks incredible. Some of the shots in this film that I was literally wondering how the hell they shot this scene. I really liked how this film was shot. And definitely the tone of Wrath of Man is what I like the most. Like, this is definitely the darkest film that Ritchie has done. Like, the whole tone and the whole vibe of this film, it's definitely much more darker, in my opinion, than his other films. And definitely the second and third act is where I love this movie the most. The second and third act of the movie is where I got so invested in this movie. And I'll talk more about it in the flaws. But the second and third act is definitely the thing that really, really stood out for me. It makes me enjoy this movie more. What about the first act, though? That is one of my biggest issues with the film. How this film started. It is a bit of a mess, in my opinion. Like, when the second and third act started, that's when the movie started, in my opinion. I feel like the first 20 minutes of the film could have been just the middle, or it could have been just cut out or something. There's just something about the first 20 minutes of this film that didn't feel right for the rest of the movie. I felt like the tone completely changes from the second to third act in a good way, and I felt like the tone in the first act of this movie wasn't as compelling in my opinion. It wasn't boring, but it just wasn't as compelling in my opinion. Even this film is actually pretty long. Like, this film was like 2 hours long, and there are some scenes in Wrath of Man that they did drag on. There are moments in the film that I'm just like, okay, I get it. Can you please change it, or at least shorten it up a little bit? The villains in the film, though, I was mostly very invested, but I wish they could have developed them a lot more, because I felt like in this film, they're really trying to develop them a bit more, but they just playing out generic, and I feel like there's something missing with their characters that Ritchie could have explained to us. But guys, overall, Wrath of Man isn't the best film that Ritchie has done, but still, I had a good time with Wrath of Man. It is badass, the action scenes are great, Jason Statham, come on. Jason Statham is great in this movie, you know that. He's a great actor, he's a great action star. And I would say for the most part, I did enjoy from the second act to third act of this movie. Just the first act, how this movie started, was a bit messy in my opinion. But overall, guys, Wrath of Man was a good time. But it's still not the best movie that Guy Ritchie has ever done. I'm going to give Wrath of Man a B-. So guys, that is my review for Wrath of Man. Let me know what you think of this movie in the comments below. Do you like the movie, hate the movie, or you thought it's okay? Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Facebook, Stardust, Instagram, Letterboxd. Keep contact with me. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel to notify for my latest movie reviews. And have a nice day.